So I was there for the 7 overtime game. Was this game crazier than that one?
I don't know about that. That one was pretty crazy, but this one is one of the crazier ones that I've been a part of in the NFL. That was feels like we've had a couple of those this year, and it's nice to come out on top of one.
Walk us through that sideline ball to Tee in overtime that kind of set up the eventual game.
Yeah, we had hit. We'd been throwing it short on them with stops and like 10-yard stops, and we've been completing some of those. So was waiting for the right moment to take our shot there, and I mean, what a catch by Tee. Tee came out big. He was unbelievable today.
How much, knowing that they were going to have Surtain on Chase and Jamar, they were going to bracket Jamar or whatever, did you know early on you're going to have to go lean on other guys in order to win this one?
No, I mean, I just throw it where the defense tells me to. If they're going to double Jamar, I'm going to throw it to Tee. If Jamar's going to get a one-on-one, I'm going to throw it to him. I think he had over 100 yards, so it wasn't like we weren't throwing it at him. Everybody stepped up big. Mike stepped up big for us. Andre had a couple big plays. Obviously, Tee and Jamar. When Chase goes down, Khalil goes in and has some big runs for us. It was nice to see all those guys step up and make big plays for us.
You've obviously praised Tee a lot in the past, said how he was going to be a big part of the future. Tonight, I assume is a big reason why when he's able to go and do what he did.
Yeah, you see, everybody can see what kind of player he is, and he elevates us to a different level when he's playing like that, and we're lucky to be a part of what we have going on right here.
Can you envision the offense without Tee, given what you saw tonight?
I mean, we've played games without Tee this year, so we've found ways to still move the ball and create big plays. But obviously, we're at a different level when Tee's out there.
Joe, on December 1st after the Pittsburgh game, you guys dropped 4-8. What does it mean now, in the final week of the season, to still be playing meaningful football? Just a little over a month later.
Yeah, found our way back into it. Still need a little help, but all we can do now is go control what we can control, and try to get a big win next week.
So many ups and downs. I mean, they throw it in. It looks like it's over at the end of regulation. It's not. You get the field goal.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, it felt like we had won it a couple times and weren't able to close it out. And then, I think we found ourselves in that spot a couple times this year, and as an offense, we didn't go close it out ourselves. Today we did, and so that felt good.
Mentally, what's going on in your mind when it's like that, where it feels like it's about to be over and you won it, and then you have to reset and go back down?
In the way the season has gone, deep in your mind, felt like you had won it, but crazier things have happened, and so I was just trying to stay calm and put my mindset in the right place to go and have to do it again, and then again. So happy we were able to do it.
We finally get that win over a good team in a game that's been back and forth the whole way. Earlier in the year, a lot of these have not gone your way. Does it feel like this team has now kind of turned a corner, and if you guys get in, you're going to be able to hang with anyone?
We know we can hang with anybody. It's we've proven that this year. We've played every single team close, and so it's just about making the plays down the stretch to win those games. Today we did. The last 4 weeks we have, and we got to continue to do it.
You often say that the guys in the locker room are who you do this for. Is a moment like today, after that type of game and celebration you had, just a reminder of times that you said those are what get you through the hard moments of a season like this?
Yeah, that was a fun environment to walk into. That's why you do it. When you're losing, it's definitely not as fun to walk into a locker room after a loss. And when you have so many guys step up big for us and have so many gay balls go out, that's a great feeling.
I mean, you were pretty realistic 4 weeks ago, kind of where y'all were at, saying guys can catch the tape. Had you ever imagined that this would still be on the cards week 18? And why are y'all in this position after being where y'all were a few weeks ago?
We knew we still had a chance. We just had to go and win out, and we just big win, but we'll enjoy it tonight, and then take a step back, settle ourselves, and then move on to the task at hand next week, going to Pittsburgh and trying to win that game.
What did you see on the winning touchdown pass, Joe? What was that?
Yeah, they'd been playing it down there like that the whole day. We had already hit one to Tee in the back of the end zone, and so figured they'd be worried about it. So that was a great call by Zac to throw one at the front pylon right there, and then Tee made a great catch.
It's obviously a really good defense for you guys to move the ball up and down the field, really from the get-go all night long. How would you describe this offense right now and how you guys are playing?
I mean, I think we're the best offense in the league. We've had our moments, just like every offense does, where you stall out a little bit, but we've been so consistent this whole year, and guys stepping up in big spots and making big plays for us, and guys go down, somebody else has to step up and make plays, and we've just consistently done that. It feels good to get a win like this where nothing's going our way down the stretch, and defense gets a couple big stops in overtime there, and we're finally able to punch it in the end zone.
There's a lot of conversation outside about you being, should be in the conversation for MVP with how you played in the last couple of weeks, and if you are able to get the team into the postseason. Even Mike Parsons tweeted about you today after the game. Does that mean anything to you?
When you have your peers standing up for you, and I got a lot of respect for Micah, and I've seen the things that he said about me, and that makes you feel good. I put a lot of work into this to go out and play well every Sunday, and when you have conversations with the opposing team and coaches, and you see comments like that, it's a good feeling. That's not why you do it, but in a season like this, it's those things they make you feel good, and so I appreciate those.
Is this one of the games where you kind of maybe do the calculus of I might hold on the ball a little bit longer, I might try to extend plays, knowing if I get a sack, knowing what you need? Did you kind of make that decision in the game that, hey, I'm going to try to do what I can to extend plays for other kids?
Yeah, there were spots where I probably took a sack where I didn't need to, and I missed a couple of throws early in the game, but that's a good defense. They're matching in coverage, and they were doing a great job of keeping me in the pocket. You could tell that was an emphasis. So it was tough for me to get out and try to make plays. I was still able to get out and make a couple with my legs in scramble drill situations, but for the most part, you could tell that they were worried about it, and they did a good job.
To confirm, you haven't grittied after a TD ever, have you?
No, I don't think so, but
What prompted this one?
I got up and then wasn't quite sure what to do. I was holding the ball, and then I looked at Jamar, and he shrugged and said, "What are you going to do?" And I just started hitting it. I don't know. We locked eyes, and I just started doing it.
Practice that a lot with them?
No, I don't think I ever have.
With tomorrow off, do you now sit, are you going to be watching the Indy and Miami games? You just kind of shut that out, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, we'll watch them. I'll go in and do my normal post-game routine, and lift and get treatment and whatnot. But it'll be nice to, I forgot it was Saturday, it'll be nice to sit back and relax with, I got a bunch of family and friends in town, so it'll be nice to sit back and relax, watch some games with them, do Christmas with the family, and, have a day to chill.
Did he say anything about the grading afterward?
He said it didn't look bad, so I'll take it.
Did you say anything to the offense before that last drive after the defense held?
No, we didn't, nothing to say. I mean, everybody knows what we got to go and do, and we had another chance to go and do it, and guys stepped up big.
The big play seemed to be the first one to get second. I mean, that seemed to get it going.
Yeah, I mean, Mike was great today. Made contested plays in big spots. That was probably the biggest one to start that drive off on a good note. And, just watching the tape all week, I knew it was going to be a big Mike game, and he stepped up big for us.
I really can't even piece together just how long the game was, overtime. I mean, that took every second of that overtime. I mean, offense, we had 3 possessions. Defense got 2 stops. Challenge these guys, man. Leave it all on the field, and we'll take care of you next week in this final game. And they did just that. The defense, I want to start with the defense. I mean, 2 stops in overtime is unbelievable, kind of given the momentum change that maybe got us there in overtime. For them to rise up and get those 2 stops and allow the offense the shot to go win it, big time stuff. And then, just offensively, these guys just keep moving. And I know and how many punts we have, the one in overtime maybe. And so again, we had some fourth downs that fell short, that hurt us where there's no points there. But I thought overall we were pretty efficient. I know the sack number is going to be high for us because we dropped back and threw the ball quite a bit, because we were having so much success. And there's a myriad of things there that were the reason why, and they're a good rush front. But we felt like we needed to keep putting the ball in the air to keep attacking them.
Zac, can you talk through the math at the end of regulation?
Yeah.
How that kept changing?
Yeah. Well, the injury changed everything because we were going to be able to, I believe, kick the walk-off field goal with about 10 seconds left, and no one's fault. I mean, so we were telling Chase to slide at the 1 because we figured they were going to let us score there, which he did. He did a great job. Unfortunately, got his ankle, and so then they charged us with the timeout. So then that changes everything. And so now you're in a second and goal on the 1, and yeah, you can down it and make sure they use their timeout, and then try to score a touchdown from there on third down and maybe kick it on fourth. But it's just, you saw our low red zone against them. I mean, it's tough all day. They're going to play goal line against every personnel you got. Nothing was easy for us, especially the runs down there because they got you so overmatched with their personnel. And so we just ran the quarterback sneak and told Joe to score. And if you score, great. If you don't, then they'll have to use their timeout. We'll try something else. But and then just put it on the defense there to get the stop. And unfortunately, they scored on the 4th and 1, but then the defense rose up in overtime and got it back for us.
After Cade missed the game winner in overtime, did that change the plan if you got the ball back?
It doesn't matter. We scored, so I don't have to answer that.
Yeah, Zac, after Cade missed, I mean, Denver could clinch with a tie and probably was planning to run the clock out.
Yeah.
How important was it to get the 3 and out? And get it
That
back?
was really hard for me to process because people were asking me that question, what Denver needed to do, and it's we're just trying to win the game. And so, they ran it a couple times there and then threw it on third down, and so saved us some, not that the time was going to be critical. I thought we were going to have plenty of time to go down there and do what we needed to do. So it's an interesting situation, that there's a lot going through your mind. You're having to process it. You're having to make really quick decisions. It was a tough game. There's going to be a lot we're going to review over the next several years, I'm sure, from this game that'll teach us a lot about how to handle some of these situations. But I thought our communication was really good. Just some really challenging situations we were in.
How do you characterize the day Tee Higgins had?
He's a warrior. He's fighting through a lot there and just keeps rolling out there and keeps winning these one-on-ones. And that game winner was a play we talked about, after one of the first couple red zone drives where it was tough. We were low red zone, and so let's just give T a one-on-one, on the same route Jamar scored on against Pittsburgh in the opener a couple years ago down here at the buzzer. And so he's just, it's just so hard. They want to take away one of our guys. The other one's going to go win. And then you look at Dre and Mike. I mean, Dre had, 100 and something, and Gesicki had 10 catches, I think. And so we had a lot of matchup problems, and our guys stepped up today in a big way.
Coming into the game, was there any jeopardy that Tee might not play given the knee throughout? I know we didn't ask you about it on Thursday.
No, he maintained, what is today, Saturday, Tuesday, the first meeting we had, he brought his phone to the meeting, and he texted me. I was in the back of the room, I'm playing. So, it's early in the week, so I just kind of let those guys get their space early in the week to get right. But he was sending me a pretty clear message that he saw personnel up on the screen and said, no, I'm playing this
He
game.
initially wasn't in the personnel you had out there.
Well, we always have to plan. You never know. I mean, when a guy doesn't finish the game, it's early in the week. Trust me when I say we do this all the time. So that's nothing big, but that was his way of telling me early on, you're going to have me.
For a guy like him to have a night like tonight, had the injuries throughout the year, had
Yeah.
the fumble in the fourth, what does it say about his resiliency he's had all year?
He's been resilient every step of the way, fighting through stuff. When he's on the field, he is a warrior, and I mean, he looks so good in warm-ups, man. Just when you watch our guys run routes, it's I know everybody sees it, and it gives you a lot of confidence when you walk on the field to start calling plays for some of the guys we got.
Can you take us through the second to last play, the 31-yarder that set up the game-winning touchdown?
The 1 to T on the sidelines, yeah. I mean, there's just so many situations you learn from over the course of the season. We've been in this situation a lot. Baltimore a couple times. And so those are moments. There's been, so we're beating them on slants, okay? Same thing against Baltimore. You go to the well one too many times, Marlon gets us, in one of those last ones. So you learn a lesson there, and all right, we hit him on slants, now we got to run by him, take a shot on a go route. And that's what T T one on. I'm pretty sure that was we called that play a million times in this game. So I think that's what we did there. It might have been a conversion. I can't quite remember, but Joe trusted him to go make a play, and he did.
It seems like you guys have been able to get a lot of production from Joseph Osai recently. You said Johnson getting a sack today. How much did you feel like those guys played an impact?
Yeah, and it starts with practice. They practice really hard. I mean, they practice like it's the game, and so you feel confident that that's going to translate for them. And you just, I've said this before, I stand right behind the quarterback, the scout team quarterback, and I almost get hit on every single pass play because those guys are on a mission, I think, to make sure that they can affect the passer. And they've done a great job of that, especially recently.
You talked about the short yardage and how tough that was. And what was it that was so tough going down there? And were you coming into this game with an idea of going for a lot of fourth downs, or is that just the way?
A lot of those just fell in areas where you got to go for it. And, one of the one we got stopped on the first drive was a fourth and pretty short inches, and so we're going for it. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. The little red zone inside the 3, in this situation, I was going for it. And so we went for it. It didn't work out for us. They do a good job. They got great coaches. They got good plans down there. They make things really hard. We had a really good red zone plan that I really believed in, that Riscotti and Pitch had done. It's a great plan. And it came up for, we had, I don't know how many little red zone plays we had in this game. It felt like 25 of them, and so we were just making it up. The last play is we just made it up, drew it up, and it's not hard for the guys to handle, but we're kind of off the menu at that point, and our guys are smart players and they can handle it.
Zach, so many games this year came down to those moments,
Yeah.
and it always seemed to go
Yeah,
not your way.
You're right, and this just felt different. Our team has some momentum right now. We're certainly we've learned from other games this season, and guys just stepped up and made these plays tonight. And you're right. There was moments where you probably could have said to yourself, "Here we go again." It's a similar issue that just happened, but our guys, the other unit, picked up whatever unit had maybe fallen a little bit, and we were able to go win the game. And special teams played a big part. I know we missed a kick, but special teams played a really big part in this game. Credit to Darren and that whole unit. That was a big matchup for us going in this game. Denver's got a great unit, great returners. I thought our guys performed really well and gave us a great chance to have good field position and limit their field position as well.
Any indication of the severity of Chase's ankle?
I don't know. I just know it's ankle sprain. We'll see from there.
Was there any consideration there to just taking 3 knees as opposed to having him slide at the 1?
No. We were just going to keep running the ball and try to get what we could, and try to get down there. And again, there's going to be a lot we can talk about that. We felt good about our decision there just to get down to the 1. You're never assuming it's going to be an injury. Of course, that's not what you're factoring in. Trying to get as close as possible to keep all options on the table. Our math said there was going to be around 10 seconds to kick that walk off, and then of course the injury immediately changes everything, and so then you got to pivot and have a whole different conversation.
Just 2 injury questions for you. Is Mims' injury one that you?
We'll see. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's the same hand he went into the game with, so we'll have to see as the week goes.
Is it one of those things?
Is there a possibility that Evan McPherson would be able to come back?
We'll see. We'll keep taking it week to week and see where that ends up.
Was it one of those things where Mims, he just tried to see if he could give it a go?
Yeah, it's hard to know because you don't have a lot of contact during the week. And so we do our best. At this point in the year, we're pretty limited with what we're doing in practice. It was a 6-day week, so we lost a day of practice, really. And so there's not a lot of opportunity to really test it like you're going to test it in a game, going against their guys. And so, again, he just got to the point where he couldn't go.
For a few weeks ago, y'all were 4-8. Y'all were pretty realistic about the odds. Why have y'all been able to kind of stay alive?
We've known we've had a good football team all along, and those games are disappointing that we came up short. But that didn't change our process. It didn't change what our guys believed in. We didn't have to change everything we did. We still believed in what we were doing, and now we've won 4 in a row, and we got to make it 5 in a row.